Never has there been a book series so interesting for me to read as Frank Herbert's Dune saga. While the story's told, the writing, and the characters we follow are handled really well, it isn't the thing that stands out to me most while looking back. The thing that I remember most about the books, and which was most intriguing to read, is also what the inhabitants of this universe will remember. It's the aftermath of everything we see throughout the 6 books. What I mean by this, in each Dune book, we have a time skip from the book in question to the next one. A time skip could be a few years, it could be a decade, it could be thousands of years. And what this does is show the actions our characters have and the effects of them on the world around them, and it's so brilliant and very hard to do in sci-fi. For that reason, today we'll be discussing Now, to advance a society in a logical manner is something very hard to achieve, especially in sci-fi. If sci-fi is supposed to be technology far beyond what we thought is possible, how do you move forward from that? This connects with how world building in Dune is handled. The first book in Dune takes place in the year 10,191 in our human history. We have conquered the galaxy, but our technology really isn't anything mind-blowing. But that makes sense though, because just to move from planet to planet is a big societal advancement, and as we see, the ships aren't that fast. Then, adapting to these new planets would be hard, and we must remember that there's a lack of communication between planets. Dune doesn't have something like our internet, because that didn't exist back then, or hollow transmitters, or various other sci-fi universes. No easy way to communicate. The planets are very separate, so that will also slow down innovation with a lack of collaboration. So, while there is advanced technology, it's conceivable for humans to achieve it. The most advanced piece of our technology would be the force field suits or ornithopters and the spacecraft, but all of those are improved as the books go on. We also need to remember that before the books take place, there was an event called the Butlerian Jihad, which was a revolt against technology, and that the most powerful thing in the universe is a natural drug. We must remember that. Melange. So, all that being said, technology in Dune exists only where it's absolutely necessary. And in the second and third Dune book, after Paul's rise to power, we get the destruction of the desert and it becomes filled with water, and planet life is brought on. These books, but specifically Dune Messiah, do a great job of showing the politics of the Dune books and the interactions of other planets. It does a great job of setting up the God Emperor of Dune book and showing the comparison of the interplanetal communications and relations. God Emperor of Dune does a great job in showing the change between the 2 time periods of Dune, the Fremen period and the Anad Matres. We see how time has shaped society and how Leto is planning for the future. Leto II is one of my favorite characters in the books for that reason. He has prescience, the lives of all his ancestors, and he has lived for so long, and he's the only person who truly understands the necessity to prepare for the future. The closest thing to his level of forethought would be the Bene Gesserit and their breeding program, but that's only to serve their interests, not that of the whole universe. Leto truly understands what's best for humanity, and that's what he wants, even if he has to become a tyrant to achieve it. Leto is the closest thing to a god. He has the power and time to reshape humanity as he pleases, and the fish speakers act as his worshippers. While the Bene Gesserit may treat Leto as a false messiah, even after his death he would somewhat become a god of Arrakis, transforming back into a sandworm. All of these examples of evolution, although there are so many others in the background. Golem technology gets better, space travel gets more reliable, and spice can be created artificially. All of this is something which makes the Dune universe so special. In sci-fi, for the most part, space travel means the borders of the universe are eliminated, especially because most times they're a lot faster than in Dune, which really means that to stay inside your universe is difficult. What I mean by this, let's take a look at Star Wars. In the new Ahsoka series, we go to a new galaxy, to the planet of Peridea, which means that this planet is now a part of Star Wars canon. But if we had new stories told on this galaxy, would it really be Star Wars? There is no Jedi, no Sith. Technically, we have the Wands and the Night Sisters, but most people don't know what that means. Or look at Netflix's new Rebel Moon. We go to a few new planets, but could we really do a standalone story just based off some random character on that Gladiator-inspired planet and call that a part of the Rebel Moon universe? No, because we don't know the universe. It feels too alien from what we've seen. Here lies the uniqueness of Dune and its storytelling. First of all, we live in a human universe, or the characters do. All life is only where humans can travel to after leaving Earth, which limits the universe until there's a massive space invasion, and also there's no aliens, which makes it feel a bit more closed off as well. Secondly, the time frames of the Dune universe are set. We would have a human migration time period, Butler Jihad, the reign of the houses, and then the brief time Paul Muad'Dib was in power, time of the God Emperor, and the aftermath era with the House Atreides. All of those are clearly distinct eras. Each of these time periods would have their clear defining factors, which would let you tell almost instantly. You would understand where the story takes place, and there's one final detail which allows the world building in Dune to be just perfect. But before I can tell you that, there is something I'd like to ask of you. This Dune video isn't the type of video I'd normally make, and it's far out of my comfort zone, so if you want more videos like this, make sure to subscribe. Subscribing lets me know that you want more type of content like this, and also helps out my channel greatly, getting me close to monetization. If all of this sounds good to you, make sure to subscribe. Thank you to everyone who has, but now, let's finish the video. The final flaw featured in most sci-fi universes are the characters. Again, going back to Star Wars, we have a whole saga based on the stories of the Skywalkers, and an audience conditioned to expect recognizable characters. Star Wars tried something new with Andor. It's brilliant, but so many people didn't see it because there isn't anything recognizable. A good sci-fi universe needs to stand on its own to be special, not just because the characters which inhabit it for the brief time period of the story. But since the third book of Dune, we've gotten used to seeing so many different main protagonists, and even before that, they were switching point of view. It's something normal. So, when we get books like Heretics of Dune, where it's really hard to define who's the main protagonist, we are already used to that because we'll have world-building elements like Arrakis or Ben Gesserit, which makes the readers comfortable in these new books. In summary, Dune is one of the best sci-fi universes because it's flexible. It gives us clearly defined periods of time and notable differences which divide them. It also gives us a wide variety of characters and character lineages so we can continue the story far past when our main protagonist dies. Finally though, Dune understands how to show evolution in a world so far beyond our own. But speaking of world building, I recently did a video discussing why I love world building, specifically though in animation. It definitely contrasts with this video, and it isn't. The world building there is a lot different from Dune. But if you enjoy world building, I'm sure you'd like that video. I highly recommend it. Here it is. Anyways, that'll be it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in that world building video. I have been Fictional Fanatics, but until then, bye.